the man, the myth, the legend, Special Agent Francis York Morgan, but please call him York. Everybody calls him that. Though you two already know that. Jeff, Vinny, hello.
Hi,
Hello.
yeah.
Hi.
I'm going to call him Frank. How about that?
But everyone calls him York, and
I'm going to call you Frank Morgie.
would you still call him Frank Morgie if you learned you could skateboard like this?
No, then I'm with Jeff. Then I will call him Morgie. Yeah, that's
Oh,
The real shredder.
One lollipop,
Shredder.
2 lollipops, 3 lollipops.
this is Deadly
yeah,
Premonition
wake
2,
yourself
a blessing in disguise.
I feel like the disguise is showing pretty seriously here in the frame rate.
so we are, in full transparency, we are watching Ben stream this game to us, and he has stated many times that the frame rate for him is very similar to what we're seeing. And is this true, Ben?
Yeah,
For the record.
This game, okay, Deadly Premonition has a history of performance issues. Let's say.
There's hardly any
The frame rate in the open world
anywhere.
in this game is abysmal.
Control this place.
Just to show that it is so dramatic from the inside to the outside, let's pop into the diner here.
Man.
And so this is a currently Switch exclusive,
Yes.
and well, that's all you need to know about that. But it is a $60 game.
Yes.
Look it up. Yeah,
I want to double check that, but I believe it is a full
Okay.
price video game. I've been playing a little bit of the first one. Here we go. Look at this. Look, now this is a frame rate.
Oh yeah. Look
Yeah.
at this. This is $1 per frame.
double
This is
digits,
now-
maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
Now.
I've been playing a little bit of the Deadly Premonition Origins, which is what they call the Switch version, and this has arguably worse performance than that, unfortunately.
$49.99.
Okay.
Okay.
Tag, so.
Okay. Interesting.
So you might be wondering, what's with all this Creole flair?
Wait, hold on, Ben. I'm wondering what's with all this Creole flair.
Well, Vinny, that's because we're in
The air
Le
out there
Carre,
don't feel right today.
New,
You feel it too,
New
honey?
Orleans here.
Okay.
Agent York is so the thing about this game, it is both a prequel and a sequel to the first Deadly Premonition. The part we're playing right now takes place in 2005. It is before the Green Veil case, about 5 years. It involves York tracking down a mysterious drug called Santa Rouge, and he ends up in this small town while looking for it, and while he's here, a murder happens, and he launches into his full-on investigation.
Is she? What's she doing to you? Is she okay?
She just blinked, so I think she's at least alive.
Oh, okay. There we go. We should stay again for as we go through this. This is prequel and sequel to Deadly Premonition 1. There will probably be some late game Deadly Premonition spoilers as we talk about what the heck is going on in this game, because I'm curious where that game leads off and this game picks up. So
Right.
there are some things that happen in Deadly Premonition 1 that maybe I would like to know the answers for in Deadly Premonition 2. And
yeah,
here we
me
go.
too.
That being said, how is your relationship with Zach?
Well, still talking to Zach. So at the end of
There we
Deadly
go. Yes.
Premonition
How was Zach?
1,
Yeah.
Zach and York trade places, right? Like Emily dies, and to quote unquote save her, he does some magic stuff and transports her to the other place where Zach lived, and then Zach comes to the real life and his hair gets all white. Remember when his hair turns white?
Goes to the lodge, and then the gummy likes comes back into style.
Right.
And
And sometimes it
Seeds.
feels like his, what is it, feet are on backwards?
his arms bend back.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh.
So, that being said, this game actually starts in the present, I guess it's like 2018, where you play as Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, who has to investigate York for something related to this case. I don't want to get into too far specifics. I'm at the beginning of chapter 3 in my playthrough, so some stuff has already popped off, but she is under the assumption that York is not being open with her, which is fair because Zach, not York, white-haired Zach is fucked up. He's like old and scraggly, and he just sits in his house and smokes weed all day and mumbles to himself, but still has that kind of sly York cunningness to him, let's say.
Well, so if you jumped into Deadly Premonition, oh boy, here we go. Let's start this whole thing over. We start jumping into Deadly Premonition. Hey everybody, if you jump into Deadly Premonition 2 and you've not played Deadly Premonition 1, do they have like a previously on to bring you up to speed on some of that stuff?
No. Not at all. Well, so not initially, but through the interrogation where you are playing as Aaliyah, she kind of outlines things that happened. So they don't like have just like a straight up video dump of like, hey, here's what's up, but they kind of slowly roll out the important information.
Okay, so you can get up to speed on some of the weirder things that happened.
You might not be left completely in the dark.
Right.
All right.
But that being said, even with the explanation, it's all very supernatural and.
Yeah, I mean, look at this.
Yeah, look at this. Use that 13. Go higher. Can you go higher?
Yeah, I can go higher.
Yeah, I want to get high.
Well, if you want to get high, this is the game for you. This game features a lot of drug use. It actually tackles a lot of heavy themes so far. There's like. There's a transgender character. There is talk about racism. You know, you meet up with the local sheriff who is black, and he talks about the prejudices he faces in the town. Definitely credit.
How do you feel like it's handling it?
Hit and miss so far. I'm pretty.
Okay.
You know, I'm still in chapter 3, so there's a lot of things that could happen.
Okay.
But like the last game from Swery was The Missing, right? Which was actually kind of a poignant game about a transgender character. I'm gonna stop bowling. I was just doing it because I wanted to show you that you can bowl
hard now,
in the diner.
You must.
You bowl. So you think it's hit and miss so far? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt until the end of the game. Like, there's a lot that could happen. There's jokes about ride sharing. Because the fast travel in this game is a taxi service, and the woman is like, I'm gonna make sure I do this right and hire everyone as an independent contractor, and that way I don't catch any of the blame if any of the shit happens.
Smart.
And this is 2005?
This is 2005, yeah.
Wow.
She's like, I have this wild idea for the future.
Does she fist bump when you get in the car?
No, she is quite the character though. Like everyone in this town, she is quite the character. That's my initial problem with this game is there was something about Deadly Premonition 1, like Twin Peaks, that most of the townspeople that you met outside of like, you know, the guy in the wheelchair who speaks in rhyme or whatever were kind of normal on the surface, but then the more you talk to them, the more you explored the world, they got a little more, you know, twisted,
eccentric
or whatever. Eccentric, that's a good word for it. This one kind of, you know, let's just go to the hotels thing.
It's at 11 from the jump.
Yeah.
Who was your friend, your detective, your sidekick here?
That's why we're here.
How does she transport? Where's her skateboard? Where are her rollerblades?
Well, she just, you know, is here out of frame. She's always there.
Oh.
That's kind
It
of
really
amazing.
seemed
All
like
right.
you knew who Galena Clarkson
I will
was.
say Patricia here is probably my
I've never
favorite
actually talked to
character
her.
so far.
It's a small
she is
town.
the
Pretty much all folks
oh
know
boy,
who the
that was
Clarksons are.
just
And
a
Galena's
hard
supposed to be
soft
extra
lock there.
scary compared
Just
to
say
the
the game
rest
has
of
crashed on you a few times, right?
Yes, it has straight up crashed. I've had game-breaking bugs where I've lost complete control of my character, and all I could do was reload a save from an hour earlier.
The load times seem loady.
Mm-hmm. Especially the first time you go into the open world. They do a smart thing and let you bypass that a little bit here because you have a fast travel stand right here. So you can just kind of zip to where you need to go and load it. Actually, here she is.
Do you load to the interiors of other buildings?
No. So I guess they don't bypass that all the way.
Okay.
How's the investigation coming?
She is the
Must be
ride
going well
share
if you're on the
/
case.
fast travel person.
Oh, Raven Yahoo.
Yeah.
She's gonna be big.
That's so Yahoo.
She's gonna be big tech. Big tech.
So this is the bellboy David.
Sure is some sun out there, ain't it, boss?
He's
David.
on the surface he's pretty,
Boss, please.
pretty normal.
I know you're a busy fella. No need, but
then
if
let's
you're
go
ever
let's go meet the concierge.
You're not actually his boss, though.
No, he's just saying that to be polite.
Yeah.
Very good, sir.
Okay. Now you might notice a slight resemblance, and that his name is the same.
Please, come right this way.
Oh, but it's a different. Okay.
And he has a different
And
voice.
Yeah, but is that a bow tie?
Serving you is
just
my
around
greatest
the.
pleasure.
skirt?
Please do
Okay.
let.
Sure. Yeah.
And then, of course, we
Uh-huh.
can go talk to the chef. Oh my gosh, the stamina is rough in this game, and it's one of those stamina systems that if it gets to 0, you have to wait for it to get all the way back up again.
Oh, wow. Even inside.
Even
Okay.
inside.
My
Here's the
restaurant
chef.
serves only the highest quality Creole cuisine.
Okay. I don't know what you're getting at.
Which
Did I
these
hear wrong?
characters
I thought
all
that
seem very
Cajun food
distinct
was the
and different.
norm in Acadiana. Why would you go out of your way to serve Creole food here?
A lot of talk about the things I think this game also does right are like the atmosphere of this town. You know, I've never been to New Orleans. I've never
When
been
I was
to
a youngin',
the
I
deep
tried
south like
famous
this,
restaurant. That's
but
incredible.
the characters talked succinctly and passionately about the rights, like the beautiful things about the town and the ugly things about the town. Like they talk about the food and the culture and having that small town
Was it
vibe, and then but
Arnaud's?
also like the racism that they
Antoine's?
encounter and the prejudices they encounter. I think the best parts of this game are just York talking to people
No,
from the
don't
town.
tell me, I got it.
kind
Brennan's,
of
right?
Talking to himself, talking to Patricia. The parts where this
None
game
of
is a
it.
chore
With that plate,
is most of the quests,
Okay.
which we'll get into. You know what? Let's just actually get into that proper. So
Ben, this mirror here.
this
Behind
mirror is
you.
pretty cool.
This mirror. Are you? At what point in the game are you going through this mirror? I mean, come on.
So we're already seeing. I can already sometime. Maybe I cannot do it right now. There's also they call him a voodoo man. I want to make sure that it is clear that the game is calling it that, and not me.
Okay. All right.
Named Hungen, who is like a witch doctor sort of character that appears to Morgan in Reflections and tells him what his missions for the day are and how he can get to the other world.
So they have a mirror mechanic already.
Kind of, yeah. So I think that,
Okay.
yes, very much that I will be walking into that mirror at one point in this game.
Or something will come out of that mirror at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna do a quest here, a full on
Kill 10 rats.
Deadly Premonition 2.
Jeff,
Stay tuned, folks. Stay
that's-
tuned.
Honestly, kill 10 rats might be better than the things that they're having me do in this.
Okay.
Talk to 10 rats who then each tell you to collect 10 warthog tusks, each rat.
How about this one that I'm about to pull up, which is find a can of spinach. And so it points you towards one of the vendors, and you talk to that vendor, and he says, I don't have any spinach. And then your quest updates, and it just says, buy canned spinach from a vending machine somewhere in town.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And
I'm always going to vending machines and getting canned spinach.
It's always
the
it's
New
such a
Orleans area
problem.
is so renowned for its vending machines.
Spinach vending machine.
Oh yeah.
You see these little rectangles here? that
Yes,
are kind of
spinach.
Those are the vending machines, and this quest is really just go find the one that has the spinach in it.
Spinach
I
in it.
happen to know because I checked every one of them.
So let's see if you can find the one. I wanted you to get a first try.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw a wild guess out and set a waypoint right here.
So you don't have to talk to the first vendor. You just have you can shortcut it and go right to the vending machine.
I don't know actually.
Oh boy. Oh man, we're breaking all sorts of boundaries here. Here we go.
Just how deep this game gets.
So yep.
Can you grind the curve
This
or do
town has
anything
a
sick
symbol.
here?
Yeah,
It's
do
got
sick
to be
stuff.
that bridge hanging over the bayou.
All right, that's pretty
Hold
sick.
on. Yeah. See that?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I did a jump. I did a jump.
You did a jump.
Do an ollie.
So, you think
I've had a lot of
this? I'm talking about him.
we've talked about like game breaking stuff. But also a lot of weird stuff where cars
Or does he
will
merely
just kind
exist
of like
outside the realms of
swerve into buildings.
Too early to tell, but it's clear
Oh.
that he-
I've had stuff where cars will
Cases
go out of their way to hit me, which might be explained later.
I mean, you're the feds, man.
Yeah.
That's not how skateboards
very
work.
familiar to me.
What are you
You
talking
might
about?
even say he
listen to the sound of the
reminds me
asphalt.
someone.
Also, this
Yeah.
audio mixing is really rough. The sound of the like.
wise, also mysterious African American.
Well, so part of Deadly Premonition 1, the charm of it was some of this inner monologue stuff that we were talking over. How has that been? Is it fun to listen to? How deep does he go into the kind of 80s milieu of movies? And does he talk about the Breakfast Club a lot? What are we doing?
See, I don't know if it's because you're forced more often into the open world in this one than the first one, but I feel like I'm hearing a lot more about the 80s
We
than
finally
we used
found
to.
our can of spinach.
And he only has, at this point, like 6 or 7 lines, and he just cycles through those.
Wait, they repeat?
Oh, yeah. I've heard the same. He goes 1 lollipop, 2 lollipop, 3 lollipop. Oh, don't mind me, Zach. That's how I relax.
Even this
I've
vending
heard that
machine
line
is
like
managed
40
by
times.
Clarkson Food Delivery Services.
Well, he needs to relax.
But who in their right mind would sell
I got
canned
the right
goods in a
vending
vending machine in the middle of nowhere?
I'm glad that York understands
I hope that it's not
the
inspired.
ridiculousness of this concept.
How much
So
was
it-
that
it-
finish? $4?
I think so. It's something.
You know, for a vending machine markup, that seems reasonable.
I guess for a whole can of spinach.
Yeah, a whole can of spinach out of a vending machine.
I like how this is a wide open street here, Ben, and you just have to get in this person's way. Look how big
I
this
just want
area
to see
is.
if he would interact with me at all.
Interact with me. Is this a sidewalk? Is that okay? That's a sidewalk. Wow, that sidewalk was a little funny looking.
Okay.
So it really seems
So
like they
these are
doubled down
missions.
on everything. Just here's the here's the dialogue stuff. Here's the bad frame rate.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the weird thing. This is a point you made in another place in another time, Jeff. But you were talking about how the first game kind of was a nice little surprise, maybe, and that kind of helped it quite a bit.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it
Oh,
benefits.
look!
from-
You see the Jeep just pulling you in the middle of the grass there?
This is the
Go track that guy down. Citizens arrest.
Molten hot
Yeah.
sun pours down.
What's wrong with just spinning some donuts in the park on a Monday morning? Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing that made the first game a cult hit. That it was unexpected.
Zach, you're
I
a
think people who were
coffee
putting it out knew what
No
they
sugar,
had.
only milk. Yes, I'm
and
completely with you on that.
kind of treated it appropriately. They were like, yeah, wait, this is a weird cultish game that like some people are going to get way into, and it's not great by traditional metrics.
2 lollipops.
But
3
at the same time,
Don't mind me, Zach. This is how I wake
it's unique
myself
in a lot
up.
of ways that's going to make it, have a certain charm. I think the problem with making people to that, it's hard for them.
This is
Not
the
their
deep
fault.
south.
The first game
Every
was,
time that molten hot sun pours down. Don't use that?
like trying to do it again, basically.
Yeah.
It's inherently less surprising, and it gets held up to this weird standard of like the nostalgia people have for the first game, where a lot of those rough edges get smoothed over into just like, and not forgotten, but smoothed over to the point where like, yeah, it was pretty rough, but I had fun playing, but it was funny, and I had fun playing it, and blah blah blah. And now coming back to it, or rather, here we are 10 years later, looking at a sequel / prequel, and this frame rate seems, in my mind anyway, having not looked at that first game, this frame rate seems worse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame.
Yeah, and the status of the first
coming
game
right
makes
up, honey.
you want to
I'll put my
think that stuff gets ironed out, because they're like, okay, now you're making a sequel to a game that was like, by some metric, a hit, right? Whether that's a cult hit or what.
Alexis, would you mind
it's
keeping?
a
I'll pay the
follow-up to a
regular
game
price,
that is
of
now
course.
like kind of beloved, and that I
Oh, my
just
Lord.
assume that makes it.
Why
way
don't you want me
harder
to take
make
them out of the
it
can?
than it was to make the
There
first
for
one.
an.
Definitely,
Exactly.
like the
Now I get it,
expectation.
Zach. This is nothing but a
The
shameless
expectation when
fetch
something
quest.
becomes self-aware, right? Of
Exactly.
like,
You mean when like Francis York Morgan says, "Now I get it, Zach. This is nothing but a shameless fetch quest."
I mean, that's one example if you want to just pull that out of thin air. But you know,
Who would do that?
who would do that?
That's the Matt Hazard right there, where you make a joke about a bad thing in your video game, but it's actually just a bad thing in the video game.
Yeah. Like pointing out you're like, you could have just not put this thing into your video game.
Can
not hug at all.
Can I see some Francis York Morgan detecting? I want to see some like real chunky, meaty story stuff here.
Yeah. You know, I'm trying.
Do we have that clip? Do we have that clip queued up?
I'm trying to. You know, I can launch another save here at the end, and we can get a little.
Well, I want
to
to go to like spoiler stuff, but I kind of want to see like what would you? Let's you tell me this is what you would be doing most of the time to push it along. I'm just curious, like what this, what it is. What am I doing? How am I spending my time with Francis?
So these first few quests is a lot of just forcing you to engage with the open world, collect. I mean, we'll see it here, but it's like collect these items, go to this shop, go to these vending machines. It's a tutorial in a sense. You know, it gets you out there, it gets you engaged with the world a little bit. It forces you to learn the mechanics. So one really fun mechanic that you might not remember from the first game, because I don't really remember it being that prevalent, but
Zach, we finally
the
managed
passage of
to
time
assemble the taboo
is a
trinity.
big deal in this game. So the bread, beans, and rice I just bought
And that's certainly no
only
small task.
are for sale on Mondays, and so you have to
I just hope it.
spend time. You can just sleep in your hotel room, but then your hunger meter will go up, so you need to feed yourself. Your beard will grow, stuff like that. Of course, I found out that you can only order it on a Monday on a Sunday.
Of course.
Sorry, on a Tuesday. So I had to literally spend a week in bed.
That sounds great.
Been there.
So
Where's your car?
Car got stolen. He got a hybrid car, which he was really excited about, and then it got stolen. Let's go to the church. So let's turn in this quest I have. We were told by Hungen, our friend, to visit the. So okay, you mentioned hardcore detective. Kind of.
Well, listen.
Some
I don't wanna
real
use the word
finger to the temple, hard.
Yes.
So, you think of
So
Yes.
every chapter kind of follows the same
Is the
structure,
skeleton
where you play a
gentleman
little bit as
forever
Liam or
does he merely
Aaliyah
exist outside the realms of
David.
Still too early.
at the beginning.
But it's clear that he was the key to uncovering
You
this
start by
case's mysteries.
you start by playing as her,
Soul
questioning
test.
modern day Zach, and then you launch into here,
By the way, Zach,
and you see Hungen. He gives you a sort of riddle, and it opens up your map, and York is like, okay, let's figure out what he meant. So where is the place that the white beds line and the serpent flies in the sky? And then you have to like point your cursor at the church. And he's like, that's right. The church in this town is a hospital, and that's where all the white beds are. Let's go to the hospital. And then you go to the hospital, and the guy at the hospital says some nonsense.
He was in the Twilight.
That sends you on a
He
French
played the man who
quest.
invited all those elderly folks into a strange new world. I knew it, Zach.
So
There's definitely a connection here, but he's a bit too
necessarily wanna-
old. Scatman's more of a sage character.
Like
Our skeleton
is
gentleman
when Zach appears in these scenes,
They have
is he
different body
like
types, but
coherent and like
Zach, how about
remembers
we
all
grab a
this
bite
stuff,
to eat?
or is he
Not even
like
I can
just
think straight
fronting
on an
like,
empty
oh yeah,
stomach.
no, I remember that. I'm totally York.
He's really fucked up, and he has a thing where like if he sees the color red, he freaks out and like starts
Same.
screeching and stuff. He
It's a good. It's the benefit of being colorblind is it's really hard for me to see red, and that keeps me sane. But man, if I could, ooh.
He is also just seriously like, I don't want to like blow it out of proportion. He is chain
Come on.
smoking joints.
It's time to
and
show
just,
that
like,
pastor the
talking
fruit of
about
our
how much he
labors.
loves weed.
You don't know what you're getting yourself.
Okay.
So, all right, so we got the 3 items that the pastor wanted us to collect to make a holy offering.
Is that
Okay,
what the
Pastor.
seeds are for? In
I've
the
brought
first
you
game?
your
Is
taboo
he's just,
trinity.
Like he's started a grow op,
I'd like to exchange it for a
like
ticket
live
to the
streaming
goddess.
his grow operations on Twitch.
Oh, how I pity you.
Say he's gone down the rabbit hole. This is where it all
You
leads.
see, my
Yeah.
dear lost lamb, our Lord still hungers. One anaconda skin one squirrel tail,
Finally, a fetch quest.
and one pressed white guara.
Are you kidding me?
How?
Oh, I was kidding also.
Yep, nope. It just launches you into
That's
a second stage
Come on. We need
of the fetch quest.
Part of me just-
and I mean, okay, this one was kind of on me, but so you get these three things.
Okay.
Get squirrel tails,
Uh-huh.
get a pressed white flower,
Uh-huh.
and get anaconda skins. So I knew where the squirrels just kind of appear everywhere.
How do you get one?
You shoot it with your
What?
rubber bullet stun gun. Called, I think,
hang on.
Mr. Alligator, I think is the name of the gun. The
I'm
sheriff
sorry, what?
gives it to you.
Hang on now.
What? Sorry. Oh yeah, this game has a gun.
Okay.
Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta get. I mean,
You're the feds. Like, yeah, you got.
you're out there solving crime.
You're telling me shooting rubber bullets?
You are shooting rubber bullets most of the time, and then other bullets in another point that I will show off later.
But you're shooting rubber bullets, but then collecting their tails.
Or like their skulls sometimes. Like you can shoot a dog and take its skull, and
Did they get back up after that?
they just they do the classic video game.
Okay.
Patty, I
disappear.
just remembered
Okay.
something.
One more question: is there another detective wandering around town,
When we
wondering
met
why
Philip
these
in the
dogs are walking
sheriff's
around with no
office,
skulls?
mention- what sort of
and
history
there's
does
a
Melvin-
horror
What do
scene
you mean?
here. All these squirrels have no tails.
Clarksons
This
know
dog has
everyone
no
in town,
skull.
and everyone in town knows the Clarksons.
And can I play
This
that
is
game?
Lucari. That's all there is.
You know,
to
I'm
it.
still, like I said, I'm still in chapter 3. Don't know exactly where the story's gonna go, but I wouldn't rule it out at this point.
Zach, something isn't right here.
All these dogs have no skull.
I just hope the
got
Clarksons don't have anything to do with her mother's illness.
Dogs.
That's all I'm concerned about.
And you know,
Either
like the
way,
first game, you
the
kind
truth
of
will
as you
reveal itself to
explore
us
more and more about the
eventually.
town, you learn about the ties between all the different people and the families and stuff. And
Just like it always
unraveling
has.
that stuff is neat. You know, you meet Patty here and her dad right away, and they seem like, you know, pretty normal characters. But then the more you learn about them, he talks about his sick wife, but he refuses to let you meet her, and so something's up with Patty's mom, obviously, and there's a whole thing there. This is how the
Very
fast
much
travel
does.
system works. You kind of just pop this balloon once, and you can fast travel to it at any point.
Sure. Why not? Is tires? Yeah. Okay.
So what I was going to say about this quest in particular is, I pull up my quest log here. Acquire anaconda skins, squirrel tails, and a pressed white gora, which is a flower. Did the squirrel tails right away, and then I was like, okay, I want to find the flower next. I spent literally hours,
Wait, literal hours.
Wandering around the town. So it has a mechanic here called focus. So if I hold L, it'll kind of do this like detective vision thing.
Whoa!
Oh man.
It'll highlight
Oh.
points of interest, and you see on the minimap now there's a bunch of X's. And what that means is I can speed over to one here,
Wow!
and that
And
means
steal
there's
this
a-
car.
And I was like, okay, this is probably what I'm supposed to do to get a flower. And
Is there
so
crafting in this?
there is, in a sense. Let's go show that off because we're right near there.
Okay.
What I didn't know was if you do the other two steps on the quest, it will direct you directly at the flower. But
Oh,
there is
boy.
nowhere. So, like, you see at the bottom there, it says goal park. That tells you where to find it. Or, like, goal, this shack, goal, the abandoned train. It didn't make it clear at any point that I needed to do those other two things to find the third one. And that was just really frustrating. Okay, we're going to. Let's just.
Can you
it
jump
won't even-
fences?
You cannot jump.
Can you grind on the top of fences? Can you do
I
it
cannot
on it?
grind yet. I have eventually learned another trick. I can do a 360 power slide, which is pretty cool. I like this music.
What is it? It's like Gary. It's like we're going to commercial on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We'll find out after this.
Nice. Is that your Regis impression?
That's pretty
I
good.
mean, I don't have one. I just fired that out. I just
Yeah. Wow.
I think
you
with,
do
like-
now. You do
Like
now.
a half hour of work, you could perfect that.
all right, great.
I think you gotta go a little nasal, just like 5% nasally.
See, now I'm thinking about it too much. Now,
Now you don't overthink it. You'll never have it again.
yeah.
What you have to pay money to fast travel? How do you get money?
There are lots of ways to get money. Like there's no agent honor, which was a big part of the first game. I remember.
It was. Oh boy. Okay.
The little little medals you would collect that would just give you money randomly. You get money for pretty much everything. You get money for shaving. You get money for
Do you really?
changing your suit. Yes, you get.
All right.
You like those things I picked up can be sold. You know, crafting materials and stuff. So this is
Okay.
This is what you use those mats for. You get money for like completing a chapter.
Okay. So
There is
you'll wind up with money.
You do. There's a weekly. This does the Disco Elysium where you have to pay your hotel bill. I don't know what happened. It's pretty hefty too. It's like $150 a week.
Dang. Wait. And wow. That's wow. Look at this place though.
This is the mirror.
Thou art a seeker.
Those are just firearms.
Be at
I need
ease.
to change my camera.
Thou.
Can you trade some low quality cloth for a shotgun?
No, but you can make a voodoo doll that lets you shoot a shotgun.
Just really nothing to say about that.
Can I roll with it and be like, yeah, of course, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's three types of things you can make. You can make necklaces, which are for your guns. This will do stuff like firing speed,
I see. Okay.
chamber size, accuracy. You know, sometimes there's trade-offs here. There's incense, which is for your skateboard, obviously.
Obviously.
You can boost acceleration. You see on the right there, that's kind of what you need material-wise to do it. And then you also need a little bit of money. And then there's dolls, which is your physical capabilities. That's life, stamina. But then also stuff like BO, which I assume +3 means you get stinky slower.
Do you get stinky?
You do get
what's
stinky.
what's your stink rate?
I'm a little stinky right now, honestly.
You are? Okay.
And in fact, we have the shower at the hotel is broken, and I need to investigate the water spout. Is that a thing?
Sure.
The
Water
water
spout is definitely a thing.
Spout
Thou
to see what's happening with the low. York refuses to take a shower in low pressure showers.
I hear you.
I'm right there. Yes, of
You
course.
seen his hair? What is it going to do to his hair?
Yeah, just to dribble out like that. Come on.
Oh wait, I need to actually grab something here because I forgot at this point I hadn't.
I basically want to pressure wash my body. I want to sandblast my skin
That's right.
off with a
So,
shower.
it's the only way I can get the kind of my life choices off of me.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to feel it.
Make the most basic one here, and then he's gonna break it down for us.
These bleeds?
I can't move. Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Still in the
Where's
mission.
the thing I just bought?
That happens in this game where it's like I don't know if this is me or the game.
Altars exist, whether the bedchamber of thy hostelry doth possess one therewith.
Yeah, the bedchamber.
So
of the
where's my
hospital.
thing?
That's a great
All
question.
altars lead to the other realm. Thusly, all periapts in thy possession may be confirmed at any altar.
How many periapts do you have?
Other
I
realm?
think I have one.
Forsooth, any mirror may metamorphose into an entrance to the other realm. Prithee, say thou doth grasp this wisdom.
Say us.
What doth life?
You can see this.
I am the mirror. As my name
Zach, this.
So the system for all those upgrades is basically you have these altars. You have one in your hotel room, and they're kind of spread out through town periodically, and you just equip them here. Pretty straightforward. You have one slot to begin with, but you can upgrade more as you go.
So it's not like you don't just buy them all and equip them all.
No,
gotta
and you can
load
enhance them
out.
too. You can buy like basic ones and enhance them. Which one did I buy? Good. There we go.
Is that your rubber
What a
bullet gun?
strange feeling. It looks like there are. If we find anything that seems like it might fit, let's bring it back here. After all, what do we have to lose? What? Surely you know blessings ensure it. Only that one.
Oh, just going on. Okay.
Okay, let's
So you go get me show me a squirrel.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of this side questy stuff, and then I'm going to jump us back to the end of chapter 1 just so I can show you guys what the end of chapters look like, because I would say it's the most traditionally video gamey part of this video game.
Mm-hmm. I want to hear more about him talking about, he was talking about Scatman Crothers and Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, Scatman Crothers reminds him of Hungen. Yeah.
I want to see where that was all about to go. Listen, is this world inside Francis York Morgan's head? Is this because I believe that this place seems weird.
Zach, are we inside Zach's head?
Is Zach imagining? Yeah,
is this Zach's misremembrance of the events of these years ago while he's being interrogated?
Has he gotten too high?
Exactly.
I do like that this game does the thing where it's a very slight thing, but if you start running and then skateboard, he will like run and hop on it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Ben. The more you play of this, the more I kind of want to check this out. I don't know what's going on here in some like weird.
Yeah.
Is there something embedded in the music track that is subconsciously? Everything about this, when you jumped in, I was like, no. And now, the more you're playing of this,
like his frame rate seems like you could look past
the song. I've never heard this. Really excited because it was a line of dialogue in the open world that I hadn't heard before.
Yeah, so I need to ask you, as somebody who has continued to play this, past the point of curiosity,
obsessed with bridges.
What do you think so far?
Turning back now. Remember what we saw?
I'm pretty torn on it.
When we were
I
driving
think
that before we switched over to the skate.
Like if
over the Lake Pontchartrain car.
The biggest chore in this game is what I was doing just there, is like navigating the open world. Hold on, I gotta shoot these bees with my rubber bullet.
Oh, okay.
But like, see, this is like, it's still got charm to it. I think that this game has a tremendous amount of charm. I'm killing bees.
Out in the park, just make things happen. Someone's gonna come up. Well, what are you doing? Wait, did that little girl have a gun too? Okay, no. I thought she pulled it. I thought she'd.
Well, she might get stung as well, so arm yourself.
This is where the anaconda skins are that I'm collecting.
Don't want none.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
I do want 6, actually.
Hey, Zach. Remember this? 1997, directed by Luis Loza. Anaconda.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
The movie where the famous John Voight goes crazy with a rifle. Jennifer Lopez. Eric Stoltz. Even Owen Wilson and Ice Cube were in it.
Yeah, Ice Cube's in it. Yeah.
Is that an all-star cast or what?
Well,
like
yeah, I guess.
When you talk about this game and these games, the first one included, a lot of people
the
talk
scene
about like,
in the beginning
they feel very
where Danny
genuine,
Trejo climbs up a
and
ladder with
a lot of that comes through in this because like
see.
He's not just like referencing a movie. You can tell that like.
Whoever wrote this saw the movie once.
Yes.
Well,
or like, is a fan.
Yeah.
Sure,
they talk about some of the lesser known stuff.
Stole my heart
and like
within the first
he
5
pulls movie
minutes.
references I haven't heard of, and like talks about how other movies copied that and stuff. Like, I think that genuineness, that sincerity, still exists in this game, which is a big driving factor for why I think I'm going to keep playing it.
We're on an important
I would
mission
maybe
right
listen
now,
to Frank Morgie's podcast.
Right, his rewatch movie podcast.
Yeah.
I think the performance of this game is just a real hindrance, and it's not just the frame rate. I can get used to bad frame rate. I played plenty of games with bad frame rate. It's just stuff with like the game crashing and losing hours of progress. That stuff is where I start to say like I could maybe spend my time doing something that doesn't do this.
They have said that they're taking a look at some of that
About
stuff.
3 years ago, I met a man who had a pair of anaconda skin shoes.
Fixes.
He said they were a trophy from a snake he hunted and skinned all by himself. Could you kill something and then wear its skin? I couldn't. No, I failed to see any difference between that and a crazed murderer who carries pieces of his victims home with him.
I wonder how he thinks about hunting for food.
Yeah.
Could you kill something and eat it?
Yeah, shoot these
Wait,
bees.
yeah,
eat these
hold
bees.
on. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? I've killed like 30 dogs and taken their skulls.
Listen, there's a line to be drawn. I would never wear that dog skull,
But I would wear a talisman crafted from it.
but I would use my bare hands
you're
to
a
split its skin
person,
open
right?
and extract its
No sugar,
skull.
only milk.
I feel like
Yes,
if the
I'm
Army of Two
complete.
franchise had continued on, it eventually would have gotten to a point where you'd have the two characters talking about Anaconda.
Who is that? A property that is owned by like was it EA? Who put that out?
EA put that out, yeah.
Is,
Two of them, three of them, two.
is that a thing that will resurface?
No.
Is that a thing that will resurface but take a very serious tone of like
It already
these
did.
characters?
It kind of, I think that was the thing.
Didn't the like second, third
Yeah.
one? Wasn't there 3?
There might have been 3. The Devil Third? No, that's a different game. Devil's. All right, I'll look it up. I gotta look it up now. But I feel like they showed off the conversation about the Wu-Tang Clan pre-release, and everyone went like, "Oh wow, there's like that's a really interesting," and but like there weren't really that many examples beyond that. Yeah, there are 3 Army of Two games. There's,
Wow. Okay. One more than I thought.
Yeah. And I think by the end it was just like, hey, there's no comedic whatever left. Oh, that's right. The third one didn't even have the named characters in it. They were just Alpha and Bravo.
Oh, they were different twos.
It just wasn't even like the GiantBomb.com wiki says those are the only names given to those characters in order to let players inject themselves into the two more than they did with Salem and Rios.
Oh yeah, Salem and Rios.
Yeah.
Ben, how is your skipping going? Are
I'm
you trying to
having a great time. I'm skipping cool.
You're gonna watch out for truancy, person. If you skip too much cool. What are you trying to do here? Are you gonna
I'm
go to
just
snake
skipping
skin?
stones.
Oh, okay. Are you
and
walking through
acquiring
the
root
water?
beer.
Oh man, imagine you skip the stone 6 times, got a root beer.
Oh my god.
Can you skateboard in the water? We need to answer these questions. 3, 2, 1. Okay, no, he does not want to do that. Okay. Okay. Now,
Okay, I think it's time to hop forward and show off.
you never got a squirrel, Ben.
Oh, you're right. You know, I think there's actually some around here. So I'm looking for red dots on the map.
Alright, keep an eye out.
I've heard of how Amazing Grace.
Oh, is that one? Yeah. Oh, that's a bunch. Oh, these squirrels, I don't know what they're in for.
There's right for. It seems like every animal has a rare variant of them that'll be, a rare mat. The squirrels don't. Get off my skateboard. Squirrels won't hurt you, but they will steal items if you let them get close enough. But I won't.
Oh man, what is
That's
this?
right. Oh, there's a rare one over there. Ooh,
How,
Running through the city streets, running down squirrels with a rubber bullet
here, you
pistol.
motherfuckers.
man, is there an oh man, you gotta get a Perriot that gets your aim down.
Yeah.
Does it,
Yeah.
if you stop moving, does it close down a little bit?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, all right.
In fact, there's no difference between moving and standing still.
Is it like the
That's
bullets?
not good.
If the bullets, will they land anywhere within that circle, or is the dot the place the bullets always land?
They land near the dot.
Okay.
I've definitely hit shots. I wouldn't say I've ever missed a shot with the dot perfectly lined
Ripping
up,
a
but I've
squirrel's
definitely hit
tail off
shots
its
without the
corpse
dot
is an
perfectly lined
eye-opening
up. So
experience, Sam.
Oh,
it seems to
okay.
be semi-generous.
I don't care if God commanded us to do this. It's pure butchery.
Okay.
But we'll just
Is
have to
it-
live with it. After all,
They make hard
humans
choices.
are wild at heart.
You ever see the movie Wild at Heart?
Francis York Morgan, complicated character.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Don't
no.
look at me like that.
Why?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Let's wait, that's
Smoky.
if you say
a
so.
movie called
Where is that
Zach,
cigarette?
I never
Who's
knew that
smoking?
following Oregon
I heard the
was
lighter
such
sound
backbreaking
even.
work. I really needed this cigarette. I think I'm on the verge of
I
losing
can't
my
tell
mind.
if this is true or.
Did he give it to the kid, or did he... man.
Now we just
Frank,
need to
you're-
find one pressed. He was very clear that it had to be pressed. Do they sell pressed flowers in stores here? I think I'm
Oh,
stumped.
this is the part you're
Perhaps we-
talking
Yeah,
about.
this is what triggers after you do those other two.
Okay.
All right.
I'm glad he's quit. Honestly, the smoking, but it's a hard habit. It's a hard habit.
Spiritual smoking.
Yeah.
The mental aspect is the hardest part. So if he has to smoke spiritually to kind of get by, then hey, that's okay.
All right, so
at least he's not vaping.
Oh, not yet. It's only 2005. Give him a couple of
Right.
years. So you're jumping actually jumping back here to
Yeah.
see some of that stuff. Okay.
So this is the end of chapter 1. Basically, once you complete all of your main quests for the chapter, you find a singularity, which is a portal to the other world where your arm transforms into a gun.
What? Wait.
And you
what?
shoot giant scissor monsters.
Gotta lead with this, man. This is the good stuff.
I was over here looking at a page about Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel, and then I turned back and you had an arm gun.
Now we're smoking. Just like the movie. Just like that famous Zach, just like the movie, smoking. Just like Sean puts
there
the
you go.
mask on.
Still smoking. Cheech and Chong. I
So,
guess.
so yeah, my arm is a gun now.
Sure. And scissor monsters. That's I see. Just kind of like devil may cry.
I will say, nice thing about this game versus the first one, no more chain controls. You can move and shoot. And you even have this quick hop, which is super useful to get out of the way and stuff.
Does that get you through the
controls
level faster? You want to like bunny hop backwards?
It takes about as much stamina as running, so I don't know. And then yeah, it just becomes kind of an action game for the last chapter that always culminates in a big boss fight.
Oh, really? Okay.
You can also have this kind of lock-on mechanic. You hold the button, you kind of charge shot up, and then Panzer Dragoon it.
What?
Why else snarf?
Snarf, snarf, snarf.
How are these parts, Ben, in general? Like, they don't look too hard.
They're not that difficult. Playing the first one, I was reminded that it does start fairly easy and then kind of hit weird difficulty spikes as you introduce new enemies, so I'm expecting that to maybe happen in this game as well. The boss fight is ridiculously easy. I think we're going to get there. I don't want to like go through the whole thing, but I can just show off the initial part of it. It's a stable frame rate, which is nice.
Yeah. Are these still rubber bullets?
I don't know. These look like they are normal shells there on the right. But also they're firing out of my hand, so like, see.
Bone bullets. What does the punch look like?
There.
Oh, okay. You just slap him with the gun. I mean, you don't have to. You do what you need to
I
do.
saw a clip of somebody punching an alligator to death.
You have. It looks like you have a lot of ammo. In doing these, have you ever felt like it was something you might run out of, or it's kind of all over the place?
I think it's fairly generous, and they drop stuff too. I've had ammo run out in the real world a couple times, but bullets are cheap and plentiful. It was just a matter of like going to the shop and buying another like 154.
Okay.
You get like $1.30 for each one of these kills or something.
Yeah, headshots will give you more for the sharpshooter bonus, which was in the first one. Oh, you know what? I think this does actually use the same bullet well. So I have 250, 300, 335-ish. Yeah, there we go.
Rubber bullet?
I don't know what I don't know what that is. It's fine.
Well, then you might like Deadly Premonition 2. It's out on Switch today. It is $50. I think if they fix some of the jank, I would have a lot easier of a time recommending it to people. I think diehards of the first game are already going to buy this no matter what, and I think if you can get past the open world unfortunateness, you will probably find. This is the first time this has happened to me.
Paralysis
Paralyzed
cramps.
or have a cramp.
I got a leg cramp a few days ago.
Oh God! Oh no!
Oh, you need to go.
Exactly like that.
What do we think timeline, or is that I haven't followed any announcements for this coming to other platforms?
That's a
we
good
on
question.
like the year here? I'm pretty sure I won't play this on Switch. I might wait for this somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know.
The publishers have said that it is. Let me do one. Yeah, they kind of indicated that it's only on the Switch at launch.
Okay.
And, that they haven't gotten any more specific than that, so there may be some kind of timed exclusivity here, or if it does well here, maybe they bring it elsewhere, maybe they don't. It's nothing on the books specifically about other versions of the game.
I see a thing on Rock Paper Shotgun that says no other platforms coming to Switch in 2020, and yeah, I don't know. Oh boy, I hope that's a timed exclusive.
Yeah, they'll probably spend the rest of this year trying to make this version of the game run acceptably.
Yeah, maybe if they tune it up, I'd get it on the Switch, but I would much rather play this. I think somewhere else that has a little more horsepower, can just push through some of the problems here.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think that's a good call. Here's the first boss. We're gonna end it here in a moment, but I just really wanted to show off this part because it was kind of shocking.
Smoking.
Okay,
Ah,
Did it.
this.
like Proto Frieza.
The first ritual. Now the plan.
And here we go. Oh, okay.
Well, we've seen these scissor folks before.
And that's the first phase of the boss.
Wait, what? You're doing enough damage to trigger the phases? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, and just kind of shooting it. Deadly Premonition 2, it's a lot like the first one in some ways. It's different in some other unfortunate ways. I think there's a lot of joy to be found in this game, but like the first one, the act of playing it might be the biggest hindrance to that joy.
Now, holy seeds, protect.
I want to thank Vinny and Jeff for
Why?
their time here.
What are you?
It's my pleasure. Like I said, the more you
kidding me?
played it, the more I got interested and I'm
Plan?
curious.
You can't stop us now. We already made
Seems
our
like it's got
sacrifice.
goof. It seems like it's got
Know
problems.
How much
Yes.
we
Yeah.
sacrificed.
Yeah, and honestly,
that's
that's
how I would sum up the first game, honestly.
Cried. Oh, for the red one's
well,
plan.
I'm gonna play more of this. I might
So
fuck around and
far,
finish it,
the
and
red one
I'll get back
gave
to
the
y'all
honor
and
of lighting
kind
the
of weigh in
flame.
on some stuff later. Oh, this part made me
I'm
legitimately
not
dizzy. I
gonna
need to
let
look
you
away and end the
stop
video.
me.
Bye.
Thanks, Ben.
Whoa.